Hi, okay, I'm in the car getting messaging, so I'm pulled over, and just want to let you know on the 5D transition, one of the messages coming through right now has to do with support system. Make sure that you do have the right people around you. The last couple messages were about, handling some of the 3D like drama. And but you know what, the support system thing, it's important. Once you start shining your light and you go 5D, you're going to hook into other people who are too, and start to build a support system. So when I really started to transfer into 5D, that is when my beautiful friend Jeffrey became my beautiful lifelong partner, boyfriend, future husband. Whether we legally marry or it's just a spiritual marriage doesn't matter. I'm committed. I'm committed with him all in. And these, this 5D transition brought all of my world together. But as far as me being able to communicate and figure this out, I really now I do need him. He is very helpful in that. He just referred to 3D as aggravation mode, because we're dealing with insurance companies right now on the truck that I put a dent in. So, and then you get with, our system and it's corrupt and it becomes 3D world. We get aggravated, and he's like, I'm apologizing. He's apologizing to me for going 3D. I'm like, oh, you don't need to apologize. But yeah, you know what? When I thought about that, I'm like, we're all helping each other. And actually, I really probably would not be able to be doing this without this type of support. 5D I could do, but sorting through it, trying to help other people get through it, trying to share testimonials and information. Were he not so also there with me on this and traveling through this with me and supportive of me in doing this, I would not be able to do this alone. So we do need to help each other. So the messaging that was kind of coming through was tell everybody that yes, you need a support system for this. Like a lot of us have been lone wolves, right? Starseeds and light workers, misunderstood our whole lives, and we've been lone wolves and we've been making it on our own and probably hiding a lot of our light. But now's the time to shine. When you shine, other shiners are going to find you. You're like a beacon, and other people on that level are going to find you. But definitely link into actually finding help and support in your world. So you need that support system. So again, that goes back to earlier messaging about maybe removing people in your world that you love, but they're dragging you down into 3D, right? And they're not letting you transition. So, the second part of that is grab onto the people who are supporting you in this, even if it's not who you thought it would be, right? And just ride the wave with them, because it's very symbiotic. With him on my team with this, I mean, he could just as easily be a partner that's like, I'm just not into this whole 5D thing, and you can do that and we can still be together, but that's you and I'm over here. He's not like that at all, which is, one of the reasons we are true partners, because we are partnering on our own individual transition. So anyway, good to give you a message again, receive a message and give you a message. And I'm gonna go ahead and go about my day. Next message. It doesn't matter who you are, you can still go 5D. If the life of my wildest dreams is just living in a tent out in nature, and it is, just to be off the grid and not have to deal with any of the being in the workforce or any of the BS, just live out in nature. That's the life of my wildest dreams, and I'm creating that and going 5D. And so if the life of your wildest dreams is to live in a penthouse and order room service forever, then you can still have that and go 5D. Our lives don't have to look anything alike. So there's that. All types of different dreams, all types of different people exist here on Earth School. So it doesn't matter if, somebody else does want to have that jet plane, that private jet, and that big yacht. And that is the life of their wildest dreams. If they're doing 5D, heck yeah, right? Right? And if I'm getting my life, nobody's bugging me. I'm out in nature. I'm in a yurt or a cabin or a log cabin, living on a lake with my man, and being at peace and helping other people be at peace. That's the life of my wildest dreams. The dream itself doesn't have to look anything alike. The way of getting there is to visualize it and feel what it feels like to be in it. And then just keep doing that. And anytime you get dragged out of that peaceful, amazing, exhilarating energy of the life of your wildest dreams, just move on over back into that energy, visualize it, feel it, smile about it, and then you're right back into the 5D manifesting energy. So it's just about intention, feeling the energy, focusing on it, and when you feel like you've lost it, go ahead and get it back. The 3D world will make you lose it, or I shouldn't say make you, but it's a distraction, it's an aggravation, right? So once you get aggravated, like, oh shoot, let me get back to the life of my wildest dreams. Yeah, do it, guys. I do believe I've mentioned this, but the messaging is saying, mention it again, turn off the television and don't pay attention to the system, and don't let the corruption bother you. It's the old way, it's going out. And also don't function or what do I want to say, like surrounding money, but what word am I looking for here? What are they trying to say? Don't let your decisions revolve around money. Not that your financial decisions shouldn't revolve around that, but your decisions for your life dream and where you're going in 5D, even if it seems like you would need a lot of money to get to the life of your wildest dreams, don't base anything on that, okay, right now. Just visualize as if there were no limitations of anything and feel that energy, and don't let any of the path that you take and the actual steps that you take in the 3D world be because you feel like that would be a better decision financially. Because if it does go against getting straight to the life of your wildest dreams, it's going to bog you down and prevent you from getting there. So we don't revolve around the fear of not having money, or we don't plan out like we did in the 3D world, in the 5D world. We don't plan our finances out the same. We don't rely on the same techniques to make money, get money, use the system of money to our advantage. We can have a bunch of it and a whole abundance of it because there's like tons of money in the world, right? We're just totally conditioned to think that like we have to work the 40-hour work week or go back to school to get some of that. So just erase that. That's from the 3D world. Erase that concept and just know that the abundance is there and it's not going to require money, especially when we transition into becoming the new human. We'll be helping each other out, and we will not function out of an immoral system, and we will not function out of an immoral economy, right? We will build our own system and our own economy out of the fresh new morals of loving one another and just helping each other grow, walking each other home. Love you guys. Okay, guys, it's 7:18 in the morning on day 4, June 4th. And so coming in really quick this morning, and I think that ties into yesterday's messages, the boundaries thing, yeah. So 5D does include having boundaries. You are working with the 3D world when you're putting up boundaries, but it's not like when you get into 5D, all of a sudden people are going to try to hold you accountable, like you're supposed to be like super kind all the time and lovey and nice, and they're going to throw 3D darts at your heart center and your throat chakra and your third eye, and they're going to try to shut you down. And when you throw up a boundary, they're going to say, well, you claim to be 5D. Okay, so that's going to happen. But let's understand that when you're in 5D, for one, you don't really care that much about it. You expect that. You're just like, whatever, I'm used to this by now, because you're going to have like a couple of people in 3D that are so stuck there. And they want to get to 5D, and their soul does, and their soul is so beautiful, and their light is so beautiful, and you can see that, but their ego is like gripping them down, right? So when you're doing 5D, you don't have to feel like if you throw up a boundary, you're back in 3D and you're being mean. That is really not at all what is happening. When you are in 5D, you will easily throw up a lot of boundaries and you won't feel heavy about them. And even though the 3D world and people that are stuck in there at the moment are going to try to make you feel guilty, and you're probably an empath, so you're like, you may feel guilty and you may want to like reconnect with them before you should, before there's any reason to reconnect. The only reconnection that you will have is when they come up to the 5D realm, the 5D frequency, the 5D vibration, the 5D energy. You'll be rolling, they'll be rolling, it'll be easy to connect, say I love you, forgive, and you can choose to have them in your life or not, but it won't be a heaviness. As long as there is a heaviness, then that is really reacting in 3D. And the only way to get away from that, if you're in 5D or going to 5D or making the transition to 5D, is to throw out boundaries real quick and just move on. You're going to get connections with people who are experiencing 5D and want to be there and know how to use that energy and want to help other people. And when you start connecting with them, you're all going to pull each other, we are all going to pull each other along, right? And that's what's happening. So don't feel guilty about boundaries. Don't feel like you have to hate on the people that are trying to drag you back into 3D, dim your light, insult you. That will happen. It's very unfortunate, but this is Earth School, and this is like the only place that we can really experience our own darkness, right? We're not going to experience that on the other side. So this is the only place we can experience that. And some people are in their darkness. They don't necessarily see that, but it is part of their process of also transitioning and getting out of it. Some people will get out of 3D into 5D slower than others, right? So we're all just trying to help each other get through it. So whether you're going super fast or whether you're going a little slower, just be patient with yourself and everybody else, but mostly just don't get dragged down by the heaviness. There's going to be people trying to drag you back or forces trying to drag you back. Just keep going and don't feel guilty about boundaries. That's the main message for this morning. Okay, guys, hang in there. Everybody's doing really great. Okay, love you guys. All right, one quick last message on day 4. Wow, I'm exhausted. Even though I'm traveling in 5D, I keep going in and out of 3D and 5D, and it's exhausting. So I'm just going to tell you guys that if you're exhausted too, it's okay. Just keep going. Try to keep it light. But the real message is, speaking of keeping it light, so I literally keep forgetting to eat. I know that sounds crazy, and I really don't want to lose any more weight. I've just gone through like now I've lost almost 40 pounds over the course of September of last year until now is June of this year. So because of the transition and the transformation and the vibe shift, it includes becoming lighter in our physical body. And there are definitely ways to do that. I did it mostly through intention and intermittent fasting. But this is also transforming into a lighter body, meaning that we are going into a lighter emotional body, a lighter mental body, a lighter energy body, lighter physical body. So we're lightening up on all these different things. So when you start to transition and really get into 5D, weight loss actually can come with the deal anyway. And if you do have extra weight to lose, I would encourage that as a wellness person, you know, a person that is really encouraging everybody to transition into their lighter self. Eating better and eating whole foods and not processed foods, and paying attention to what we're putting into our bodies and not poisoning ourselves is such a great way to get into our lighter body, and it helps us with this transition even more. And we lighten up in other ways, like with our thoughts become lighter, our emotions become lighter, everything becomes faster, the energy is lighter. And so with that said, if you do start to get into this 5D transitioning and you are less hungry and you're going through the day and you realize, like, by the end of the day, like, wow, I don't even know if I've eaten. If that's a thing for you, understand that we're all just kind of figuring this out together, right? Well, me and, some clients who are also friends at my wellness center, we were just discussing that, maybe this goes along with us in this transition to our light body, is that maybe we shouldn't worry about the fact that we're not really hungry and we're so energetic and we're going through a day and we're getting all of this stuff done, and we get to the end of the day like, wow, I didn't even eat, or I hardly ate. Instead of worrying about that, maybe that is a part of this. And I think it is worth mentioning, because we can work with these forces without knowing how to talk about them. But one of the ones that I'm really honing in on right now that is tangible in the 3D world and that we can talk about is the lighter body. And as you do transition, it is very possible that you will not be as hungry, and it is probable that you will need less food. I mean, that was actually touched upon by some people. I'm not sure if I keep bringing up Pam Gregory. I just love her, but I'm not sure if it was her, but somebody that I listened to was saying, about eating less food and needing less food. And I think it was actually somebody named Darius, if I'm not mistaken. That's who was talking about that. And it's true, as you transition and become the new human and we get into our light body, those changes are okay, and we should learn how to work with them, embrace them, and learn how to work with them and learn how to balance them and make sure that we're always feeling well as we're maybe getting lighter and lighter, so that we're not wasting away and becoming emaciated, but that we can actually be really healthy about the way that we transition into our light body. And needing less food, I think, is okay. Making sure we stay hydrated and get the food that we do need and the types of foods that are best for us, which would be fruits and very lean protein, and some greens, vegetables. Those are the mainstays right now for light body. So good luck, everybody. Everybody, you're doing just so great, and thanks for tuning in. And I hope some of the tips are helping or will help.